Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube, here to give my review of the 1984 A Nightmare on Elm Street and the remake, the 2020, 2010 remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Before I get into any of these movies, I do want to talk about something concerning Jackie Earle Haley's Freddy Krueger, and something I had heard more so around a little after the movie. Many, I guess I would say newer fans who were, or maybe even fans who had seen the original, more or less, were comparing Jackie Earle Haley's Freddy Krueger to one Jack the Ripper, the real life killer in England in the fucking year. Anyway, here's my issue with that. Okay, and I'm a true crime guy. I enjoy looking into true crime. Okay, now I've seen every Nightmare on Elm Street. When I say every, I mean fucking every. Um, and I've seen the remake, I think 3 times. I've seen the original tons of times. Now, I'm only going to stick with the original and the remake for this discussion that I'm having here with this particular thing. And yeah, I'm going to get into the whole child killer, child molester thing. I'm going to give a shout out to a friend of mine. But before I do that, many people were comparing Jack Earle Haley's, again, Freddy Krueger to Jack the Ripper. Here's my issue with that. And then the number one issue here is Jack the Ripper targeted women. He killed 5 prostitutes. I repeat, 5 prostitutes specifically. Now, I've seen, again, these movies, all of them. And the originals especially. The original especially and the remake especially. I've seen A New Nightmare. Here's my question, and maybe I missed something. So if you're a lot more familiar with this franchise than I am, and you may very well fucking be, please educate me. When the fuck did any Freddy Krueger, whether it be Robert Englund's or Jackie Earle Haley, ever specifically target prostitutes? Can you name me one fucking time? I can't fucking think of any, especially in the original and the remake. Now, I might be forgetting a moment in the fucking sequels. I don't think I am. I'm old. I could fucking be. My question to anybody who makes that comparison is this. What are you comparing it to? Or more importantly, what specifically about Jack the Ripper are you comparing Jackie Earle Haley's Freddy Krueger to? Okay, he targets 5 women, 5 prostitutes, and kills them. Whether, again, that's how I look at it. He killed 5 prostitutes. You could debate why. There's a fucking huge debate of why. Some link it to the royal family. I won't get into that, but again, what specifically from Jackie Earle Haley's character of Freddy and Jack the Ripper, what's the similarity, I guess is what I'm asking. I'm sorry, I'm rambling my word, jamming my words up here. What's the similarity? I don't fucking see it. Maybe I'm missing something. I mean, are you talking about the mutilation factor? Because here's the thing of that. That doesn't necessarily specifically just apply to fucking Freddy Krueger. Every slasher pretty much, in one point or time or another in the fucking franchise, has fucking completely mutilated a fucking victim. Hell, you want to see... The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has some pretty gnarly kills. So, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the comparison. Again, if you have that comparison, please kindly explain it to me because I don't understand it at all. Freddy Krueger, and again, Freddy Krueger did not specifically just molest young girls. He molested young boys. He was a child molester slash murderer. And shout out to my buddy Daniel Culver. He pointed this out. Child murderer. Even when they just say that in the original, that again is another definition of child molester. Shout out to Killenberg. Link to his channel will be in the description box when this is done. But my point here is the comparison makes no real sense. I just don't understand it. And again, if you catch something, please let me know. I have no fucking clue why this got started and where it started from. I just heard it from somebody and then another person, and it was like, okay, why are you making that comparison? They didn't answer me. And again, maybe they just felt that way. I don't know. Again, though, you should be familiar enough with the Jack the Ripper case and Freddy Krueger's history, whether it be just Jackie O'Haley's or Robert Englund's, to know they didn't specifically target prostitutes. I mean, I didn't see a prostitute handed out on Elm Street trying to sell her body for money. Sell her body for money. I mean, maybe I missed that part in the movie. I don't fucking know. There was a lot more going on in Elm Street corner than you think, huh? Okay. I'm gonna get into the movies now. Now, again, the original movie made a lot of money. As many people have said, New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built, and that is rightfully so. And really, the house that Wes Craven built too. You got to put Wes's name in there. You know, he came up. The man is a fucking legend. The late Wes Craven is the fucking man. But that being said, is the 1984 original and the 2010 remake, do they have similarities? Absolutely. In my opinion, I would say both movies do somewhat have a revenge plot in them. Now, you could debate which one is more. Maybe you would lean more towards 2010. But before you do, let me coax you back to the original. Keep in mind that we do find out from Nancy's mother that they were shocked to find out who was doing the child murder and who was doing the killing, if you will. Again, you know what that means. I don't really want to repeat myself a ton of times. That a judge issued a warrant in the wrong place, and once they figured out who it was, they were shocked. So we have a unique situation here where when you're looking at the original, because again, all originals come first, is Freddy trying to get revenge for the parents who burned him and stalked his original killing spree? You could damn sure definitely make the case for yes and say yes. I mean, he is literally killing the children, not just on Elm Street. Yeah, they're all on Elm Street, but the very parents who tracked his ass down and lit his ass on fire and stalking their children in their sleep and fucking killing them in the original movie. Now the tables do turn because Nancy, played by the great Heather Langenkamp, is going to plot her revenge for Freddy fucking murdering her friends and her boyfriend who was Johnny Depp, who was played by Johnny Depp. I wonder if Nancy ever got laid by him. Anyway, I'll go to hell. God. Oh my God. So, so she MacGyvers her room up, and if you don't get that reference, Google it. MacGyver was a series, but I think by the time this movie came out, if I'm not mistaken. So, um, she decides to MacGyver her room up, aka booby trap it, if you will, and set a bunch of traps for Freddy because she learned in the dream clinic that she pulled Freddy's hat out of her dream, therefore she feels she could pull him out. Now, I'm going to stop there for a second. I'm going to go to 2010. Now, is there a revenge plot in 2010? Absolutely, there's a revenge plot. Again, I don't particularly love this because of how they play it off, but I do love me some fucking Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger. He did a phenomenal fucking job. You know, Jackie Earle Haley is a really, really accomplished actor and can play any role. And really, to me, you know, I know a lot of people are going to say that superhero movie he played in that he delivered that home to. I would more say this movie really he delivered very, very well. The writers may not have helped him a whole lot, but I don't really give a shit. He did a fucking phenomenal job playing Freddy. To me, he did just as good a job at the moving Freddy and being this vengeful demon in your sleep as good as Robert Englund did. And if yes, I will go to hell saying that. Straight there, right after the uploads. So what happens in the remake? Okay, Freddy Krueger the biggest when you look at the biggest differences, you really need to look at everything starts with the openings of these movies. In the original, Tina is chased in her sleep uh, by a figure we just can't clearly see yet, and the figure does make his appearance by the end of said dream, and we find out Tina has been dreaming the whole time, and she's been scared out of her sleep by this man, or out of her dream, I should say. She woke up in time not for him not to do anything to her, but he will do something to her later for sure. When you look at the opening of the remake, there's more of a there is a direct murder involved. And I will say, considering what the remake is going to attempt to say, this is where they're going to start to go down a really fucking bad road. Look, I get revenge angles, and look, you could say the original Nightmare on Elm Street series is a revenge angle, and that was well before Freddy's Revenge. Again, including in the original. But I will say, if they were going to try to convince the audience that, because it's not just about convincing the characters in the movie, the actors did try to sell that. I do give, I know they get shit on a lot with critics, and I understand, but at the same time, both the actors in the remakes, I do feel, though I don't like the angle, did do a good job of selling you that Freddy may be innocent. The problem I have here is I didn't believe it, and no one else in the fucking theater believed it. And I could tell you exactly fucking why they didn't believe it. The moment you murder somebody, your credibility goes out the fucking window no matter what your backstory. Your credibility is shot to shit. Because you're saying you didn't molest these children. Okay, these same children who you didn't molest that you're now easily murdering. It's a tough sell to a theater audience and to an audience in general, because audiences, I speak for myself, I hate being treated like I'm dumb, because I'm fucking not. And when you treat an audience like they're fucking stupid when they're clearly not, it really pisses them the fuck off. And I think that's where a lot of the heat of the remake really, really resides. I know Jackie O'Haley gets a lot of that heat, but he doesn't fucking deserve it. He was playing the character exactly the way that character was written for him. The other side of that coin is the actors were also playing the actors he was stalking and antagonizing were also playing the way their characters were wrote. Now, are they good characters? They're a bit whiny, but so is Freddy in the movie. I do wish they would have toned back a little bit. You did this to me. Again, you're killing them. Who gives a shit? That's the one thing I feel where the writers, it felt like were trying to sabotage Jack Earl Haley's performance. He had all the movements down. He had everything. The voice that he had his own voice. I think he did just as good a job as Robert Englund. But the problem is in the writing itself, not necessarily the performance. I feel the writers were sort of hamstringing him, and I'm not going to put that on him. I'm going to put that on fucking them. They deserve the heat, and that's who you should fucking go give your heat to, or your complaints, because they wrote the script. Jackie O'Haley and the characters and the other actors in this movie did not. Are the visual effects and special effects of both films amazing? Absolutely. The visual effects and special effects of each movie deserve a fucking solid 10. I love the effects of 1984, and I fucking damn sure love the effects of the 2010 movie. They make sense, they're right for their time, and they look good. The swimming pool sequence for the flashback is fucking amazing. And a lot of the school stuff that is a tribute to the original movie, that is a nod to the original, is done with respect and really, really touched up nicely. I really love the classroom scenes, how they felt a little different, though there was some similarity. With Tina, being dead, obviously. Really, really well done. I really loved both special effects. I really enjoyed both Freddy Krueger performances, obviously Robert Englund in 1984 and Jack Earl Haley in 2010. Again, I gave you my overall problems with 2010. Where do I put this as a rating? Despite what they did, the writers, and trying to convince you that Freddy may be innocent, I get what they were trying to go for. They were trying to have a touch of that original, not necessarily completely copying it. They were trying to also have their own story. And I understand that. Look, the one thing I'll say is, I will give them this, is they don't completely copy the original frame for frame. If they had did that, I'd have been real fucking annoyed. Ask the remake of Psycho. That I give them a lot of credit for. As much shit as I give them for their trying to fool the fucking audience when they weren't fucking fooling anybody, I give them credit. Where do I put the original? The original's number 10 is a 10 all time. It's fucking classic. But 2010 deserves a little bit of praise too. And I'm really sick of people hating on Jack Earl Haley. Again, he didn't write it. I give it a solid 7.5. It's really an entertaining movie. Despite its flaws, it is a lot of fun to watch. I don't own it. I'm probably going to go pick it up eventually. I do watch this anytime it's on TV, though. It is a fun watch. Again, I understand the pushback. The one thing, again, I don't understand is why the comparison to Jack the Ripper. If somebody could fucking explain that to me, I will gladly listen. Gladly. All right, you guys have a good night.